The ice is a ceiling. The world above holds its breath. From below, a tone rises, pure, metallic, then bending into a spiral of harmonics. Another lifts under it, wavers, and slips into silence. The water shivers with pattern. In this cathedral of pressure and lightless blue, Antarctic seal song travels along the frozen lid for miles. A chorus forms, trills, chirps, moans, stacked into ladders of sound that sketch invisible rooms. These under-ice animal sounds feel engineered for distance and focus. Each phrase begins clean, swells and fades until even the echoes seem to have vanished, leaving only the haunting voices of the Antarctic. Along the continent's fast ice, a specialist lives year-round at the edge of what water permits. Adults maintain breathing holes with teeth, haul out to rest on wind-polished snow, and dive beneath anchored ice sheets that can stretch to the horizon. Pups are born on the ice and learn to swim in brine-edged pools. Adults hunt fish and cephalopods along cracks, under pressure ridges, and across dim shelves. Their bodies trade bulk for insulation and fuel. Their eyes gather scarce photons. In early winter, courtship and contest shift under the lid, and the soundscape blooms. Now the anchor emerges, under ice singing, the haunting voices of the Antarctic, given form by a species whose life is welded to ice and water. Here is the paradox. Why do Weddell seals produce such complex and far-reaching songs in a world of ice? Hydrophones record a repertoire that spans dozens of call types, sliding whistles, pulsed buzzes, bell-like notes, and rapid frequency sweeps. Some elements reach above 20 kilohertz, squarely in the ultrasonic range. Reports describe sequences that last minutes, stitched into long displays that repeat with variations. Winter, when the lid thickens and daylight shrinks, is often the loudest season. Sound under ice travels with unusual clarity. The flat boundary creates a waveguide that can carry calls for kilometers. Yet not all notes are built for range. Higher frequencies absorb faster, while low notes cross greater distances but blur with ice pops and distant surf in polynyas. Tagged individuals call near breathing holes and along travel paths. But choruses can saturate an area where no animal is visible. The signaler may be yards away, or hundreds. Weddell seal vocalization studies capture the structure, the timing, and the reach, but the purpose resists a single answer. Nobody knows why one sequence follows another, or why certain phrases appear, then go untraceable for weeks. The pattern hints at rules. The rules shift. The question echoes beneath the lid. Evidence suggests a layered set of functions. One hypothesis centers on sexual selection. Complex displays may advertise stamina or condition, allowing rivals to assess and mates to choose without risk of injury. In this view, long trills and varied sweeps function as honest signals. The trade-off is cost. Prolonged performances spend time, expose location, and may alert predators. A second hypothesis focuses on space. Breathing holes, cracks, and under-ice caverns form a patchwork of scarce resources. Songs could mark acoustic territories that shift as ice moves, helping reduce collisions in a maze with limited exits. Here, low-frequency notes broadcast occupied across distance, while seal ultrasonic calls, the quick, high elements, fine-tune spacing nearby. A third hypothesis considers information channels. Under-ice geometry acts like an acoustic lens. Callers might exploit the waveguide for long-range contact, then switch to ultrasonic to communicate at close range with high directionality and less masking from ice noise. In this framework, marine mammal communication becomes multimodal within sound itself. One voice for range, another for resolution. Studies indicate all three roles operate, their weights changing with season, experience, and local ice. Scientists still debate whether some phrases are true songs in the passerine sense or flexible displays shaped by immediate context. Even the prevalence of seal ultrasonic calls appears to vary year to year, as if the score keeps rewriting what we thought we knew. As the sun skims the horizon at noon, a hydrophone captures a sudden ladder of notes, then silence. Minutes later, a distant rise answers, lower and stretched. The map between them is water and ice, a corridor that bends sound. Field teams triangulate and find nothing at the surface but a faint plume and a circular hole. The caller has already moved on. Another sequence bursts from the dark, brighter, more rapid, then folds into a tremor that feels electric. Catalogs label these as trill, whistle, chirp, yet the names carry little of their architecture. Weddell seal vocalization persists through storms, through the crack and refreeze of leads, through months when darkness is nearly complete. In the mix hums a second signal. Antarctic seal song, used and reused in ways that remain impossible to explain with a single function. To some listeners, this is marine mammal communication at its most ornate. To others, it is acoustic weather, telling only that the ice holds life below. Night now is a ceiling of stars the water will never see. The chorus thins, then returns in a new key, as if shaped by currents the body measures without thought. What can you hear when the world above is silent? Perhaps a map drawn in pressure and echo, a ledger of presence written in air and brine, a grammar that changes with the ice itself. The performer slips past the hydrophone and disappears, leaving seal ultrasonic calls that hang like frost and fade. The message lands anyway. The haunting voices of the Antarctic continue, and the answer remains submerged, a pattern just audible, then gone.